Give myself away.
Hey, my name's Joe Angel Gonzalez. I just want to give a short testimony of Jesus, a testimony of what He did in my life, how He drastically turned my life inside out, from the darkness to the light. And it comes with a lot of trials and tribulations, man. I mean, I've been through it all, man. But let me just start. I'm from Plainview, Texas, the Texas Panhandle, 806. A lot of people that see this might know me from there. I was born and raised there. I grew up in a home that was pretty much broken. My father's always been in prison. I grew up physically abused and mentally abused. Grew up around violence, alcoholism, drugs. I left home at an early age. Got hitched actually by the age of 12 years old. I was already hitched. I was living life early. I grew up fast. I got involved with gangs, man. I got involved with the gang back home that I helped co-found, actually in my town. Now I'm gonna mention the name, but it's not to glorify it, not by no means. But it's just to let you know where I'm from. I come from a gang that was called 3rd Street de los Únicos, Barrio Tres. I come from that neighborhood. I grew up hard banging on the streets there in Plainview. I was pretty much known for my violence there. Life was tough for me growing up, man. I started getting involved with drugs early, 13, like right away, man. Smoking pot. I thought, smoking weed, there's nothing wrong with it, which I started with pot, with alcohol, and then it progressed. I got married. I got married, and it was a long relationship. It was an experience in my life, but I threw all that away. I lost it all to drugs. I started getting addicted to cocaine and crack cocaine. I was a beast on that. I didn't care for nothing at that time. I just cared about getting my next high. And I lost everything. Life continued, and I got worse. And I started becoming a beast. I started robbing places. I started robbing the dope dealers, man. I used to go to the neighborhoods, to the hoods where they sold the drugs, and put a mask on and walking in there, barraging with a 12 gauge or a handgun and just robbing them for the drugs and the money. I was an animal, bouncing from place to place. Then I met a young lady by the name of Michelle Morton. At that time was her name. I didn't realize that this girl that I had met was actually gonna play a big part of my life. God placed her there. At that time, I didn't believe none of that. At that time, it was like, oh, she's just another girlfriend. But she played a crucial part in me coming to the Lord. And so did my brother. I have an older brother that gave his life to God many years ago. He was also in the streets, man. He was they called him Devo. I should tell you, the dude was mean. You had to hide all your stuff, and the guy was just mean. He beat you up for any reason. But it was my older brother, and we were just drinking buddies, man. We drugged it and partied, and but something happened to him. One day he became a Christian. I didn't know what it was to be that, and I used to suffer with bipolar and depression, and I would go through these episodes that I would just be wanting to kill myself, suicidal. My brother would go and pray for me, man. He would hug me and pray for me, and praying, believing that someday I was gonna come to the Lord. That he prayed so hard, but in my mind I was like, brother, your prayers are fruitless. I don't believe. don't believe in that. I don't believe there's a God. You know what I mean? I believe I used to believe you live and you die. You know what I mean? So enjoy your life is what I thought. Well, as time went on, one day I was drinking with my friends, and it was on a Sunday, and my brother had my grill, and everybody wanted to eat, and I was like, I gotta go pick up the grill for my brother, but I gotta go into his church and seek him out to get his key so he can allow me to go get the grill. So I snuck into that church. It was a church in Plainview, Texas called um, New Life. That's what it was called. I went in through the back of that church, and I snuck in thinking, I'm gonna sneak in here and sneak back out, and I seen I seen my brother. I spotted him eye to eye, and then he got a glimpse of me, and he gets up in front of the congregation, and he's like, "Praise God! I got a praise report of my brother is here. I've been praying for him to come to church." And I was like, "Oh man!" He put me on the spot. I was like, "Man, brother, you'd have to put me on the spot." I mean, I was there like everybody's focus was on me. So I sat there, and I guess I'm gonna have to sit this one out and just wait here. So I sat there, and I heard the pastor, I believe it was Pastor Steve, I heard him preaching, and I heard him like if he was speaking to me. It was God speaking to me at that time, but I was like, man, my brother under the chismoso, he's over here telling these people about my life, man. How does this dude know all of that? But it wasn't true, but that's what I thought at that time, and I was like, man. So I waited it out, but at that time, that's when the first seeds were planted. The first seeds that were planted in my heart and in my mind were that time, where I ran into God for a short amount of time there. Very short. It was quick and brief. But life moved on, brother, and I just got worse into the drugs, and just, man, I was just going crazy. I mean, I had no direction in life. I started going I was single at that time. My ex-wife had left me. She was gone. I was on my own, and I was bouncing from place to place, and that's when I met Michelle. Well, I got into some heavy things there. I got into these gang things. I mean, where people wanted to kill me. I mean, I was marked for death, and I also wanted to kill them. It was just a vicious, violent cycle, man. We were just hurting people, and I mean, it was just a cycle. So my wife was now my wife Michelle. At that time she wasn't, but she was like, let's go, let's leave. My mom called me. She was like, come over here, mijo, move to where I'm at. I don't want to see you in a coffin. I don't want you to go to prison. And you know what, I was like, I'm not a coward. I'm not, but my mother begged me, so I went. I was like, okay, maybe I do need a change in life. I lost everything. I don't got nothing to lose anyways. So I left to Dumas, Texas, Dumas and Cactus, Texas, two little towns up north of where Plainview is. And I went up there with my girlfriend Michelle at that time, and of course I found drugs right away. Very potent drugs, very potent cocaine. I mean, extra potent. It was. I mean, I got even more addicted. I was going back to the same old cycle, the same old thing going through it, man. And I started just treating my girlfriend bad. I didn't have no respect for her. I started going back to robbing places and hurting people, and I just started getting worse. And then something crazy happened. My girlfriend at that time, Michelle, she started going to church. I don't even know how she started. That's how blowed off I was. I did not know, I just know she was disappearing on Sunday mornings and coming in, and I was like, who's she out there visiting? Who's she out there trying to mess around on me with? Well, she was messing around with Jesus, man, but I didn't know it at that time. But yeah, it is beautiful. But she would come with this smile on her face. She would be happy, constantly. This glow was coming on her face that I've never seen before. She didn't want to drink no more with me. She didn't want some change was happening in her. And I was like, girl, what's happening to you? She's like, we're praying for you in church. We got a group of people that are praying for you so mighty. And I was like, girl, that's a bunch of baloney. I done been through that with my brother. It's a lies. So that's what the devil says. You know what I mean? Well, one Sunday she left, and I waited till she left. I was coming down from my depression, cocaine high, and trying to. When she left, and I looked down, make sure she was gone, because I didn't want her to see that what I was about to do. So she left. And right away, I looked up, and I called him out. I said, "Are you real? Is there really a God? Because if there's a God, I want to hear you. Let me hear you, man. I just want to know if you're real." I didn't hear nothing. I said, present yourself. Can I see you? Show me that you're real. Present yourself before me, man. You know, come on, show me you're real. Nothing appeared. Man, I was frustrated because I wanted that when my girl had that look, that glow. I wanted that peace she had. And one last time I said, you know what? If you say who you are, you'll do anything to prove that you're real to me. A week later, man, my brothers and sisters, I was sitting in jail. I was sitting at a $175,000 bond for strong arm robbery. Looking at 20 years. I was sitting there, but I was like, you know what? This is my destiny. This is what I was made for. I was made to be a soldier in the penitentiary. I was made for this, so I was gonna accept this. There was a man by the name of Eloy Ortiz. He was the chief of police at Cactus, Texas at that time. He went to go visit me in my jail cell to go talk about the case I was involved in, and as they pulled me out of there in shackles into the little side room, we sat there and we talked about the case. And once he was done, he turned off the thing, man, and he looks at me and he was like, Jose, I don't know who you are, but I have to tell you this because the Lord told me to tell you. He told him with watery eyes, like, who's this guy? What do you mean, the Lord? He looked at me and he said, the Lord told me to tell you this. You wanted to know who the Lord is? The Lord brought you here. He's showing you that He's real. Oh my God. It's like somebody punched me in the stomach. I was like, what? I was stunned. Just like me, I was stunned. How did this come to me? And they took me back to my cell. And as I got in my cell, I looked up. And I started with an apology. It's like, you are real. I'm sorry that I denied you. I'm sorry that I questioned you. I said, but if I go to prison or if I get out, I want to go to church and I want to get to know who this man named Jesus is. I want to truly know who He is. And then something came over my heart, a warmness I felt. And I said, no, you know what, today in this prison cell, today in this corner, I give my life to you. It was a powerful feeling, brothers and sisters, that overtook my mind, my spirit, my heart, my soul, every aspect of me. He immersed Himself in there, brother. It was beautiful. Next thing you know, I have two big guys that were my partners and they're in jail. Come in, you okay, Chato? You okay, Chato? I was like, you know what? I just met Jesus, brothers. Right now, I just gave my life to him, man. I was real about it, you know. And by the end of that night, believe it or not, these guys, me and these guys, were on our knees, praising the Lord, calling out to the Lord, man. We started having little Bible studies there, and my wife, Michelle, would go and visit us, visit me, and she would be, why are you so happy? You got a smile, you know. You just like, I was like, I met Jesus, Michelle. I finally met him in here. And she just got so happy, man. We were praising the Lord. I was on one side of the window, and she was on the other side with our hands up in the air, you know, praising the Lord. And I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm truly free. I said, I'm free. I feel free, Michelle. I said, I'm free. I said, I don't care what happens to me. As long as I got Jesus, I'm good. Well, my brothers, I went back to my cell, and you know, I was there for a while, and I remember one day, my two partners, they came and got him out. One of them went to prison, and the other one was released. And as I sat there and watched them leave, I started feeling down. I was like, man, golly, man, you know. It started hitting me, you know. I might do some heavy time here. And I felt down and out, man. I was in my bed, and then I heard this voice. I heard this voice very clearly. Right, I heard it, and it said, Joe Angel, get up. Get up, Joe Angel, and wash your face and put a smile on. Arise, for the glory of God is upon you. It was powerful, brothers and sisters. It was powerful that I got up, and I said, you know what? I'm going to praise you regardless. I'm going to praise you. And brother, I got up and I washed my face, and I put the smile on, grabbed my Bible, and I walked outside my cell. And it was crazy because all these other guys turned around and looked at me, and they see me come out with my smile because they knew I was down and out. They see me come out with my Bible with a smile, and they started clapping. Oh man, and I had some new partners to do Bible study with. They were like, man, it was crazy because my Jesus shining through me was actually affecting them, and they wanted to like, they were feeling like me. I want that, you know. And it was amazing. The Lord started working there. So that night I went to bed and I heard His voice again. This is how good God is, man. I heard His voice, and He told me, Joe Angel, I don't need you in here. Where I need you is out there. My work needs to be done out there. What? I was like, now was that God? Or was that my flesh speaking? But no, I was like, no, that was that voice I heard. It's God. So man, my brothers and sisters, the next morning, I heard my name. Jose Angel Gonzalez. Get your stuff. You're going home. Oh, I don't know, but God is good, man. I mean, I was just blown away. I grabbed my stuff, and I was like, God, I couldn't believe it. I was at awe. I got all my stuff, and they told me my charges were dismissed. Man, I ran out of that jail quick as I could with my hands in the air. Like, God, I want to serve you. Show me what I need to do. I want to serve you. I want to go to church. You know, I wanted to go to church. And so I ran to where my wife was working at Dillard's, and I ran in there, went into her job. And it was like the movies. It's crazy because she was on one and I was on this, and we just ran to each other and hugged each other and kissed. And I was like, I thank God, I praise God at that moment, because it was all Him. There was a big plan in this. I didn't really know what His plan was, but I knew that Jesus was in it. And went home that night, and it was awesome when we went home. Well, I was working before I got locked up. I got a job out there at the Walmart store out there, and I've been in jail for a long time. So I got on my knees because I was like, how am I gonna support my family? How am I gonna make this work? God, I said, I no longer had the desire to sell drugs, no longer had the desires to rob, nothing. I wanted to just be immersed in Him. And so I got on my knees. And the only thing I learned to do, I got on my knees. I was like, God, I come to you just for help. I rely on you. I need help. I need to work, Father. Any doors could be open. I was ready to scrub toilets. I was ready to do anything. When the phone rings, tell you how good God is, man. The phone rings right there as soon as I'm done praying. It's my old boss. He was like, you know what? I've been sticking out my neck for Joe Angel because he's a good worker. He said, but today I gotta take him off the schedule and terminate him. I mean, this dude put up for like 2 months. I don't know how he did it, but I know now how he did it with the Lord. But he took me off, and then my wife was like, no, he's here. He's here. He's here right now. He got out. Hey, and man, I got on the phone and he was like, he's like, Joe Angel, you better bring your butt to work tomorrow. He's like, I stuck out my neck, for you. And I was like, Mom, I will be there, brother. Man, I got my job. I fell to my knees and praised him right away because that was the power of God. The power that if you allow him, if you come to him with all you have, he loves you that much. He's not gonna give you more than you can't handle. So, man, I went to work, man. I was on fire for the Lord. I was going 100, man. Let me tell you how good God is. And this is straight up, real. Within 2 weeks, I got a raise. And then 2 weeks after that, I moved up in my job. I moved up a department manager. I got a promotion with another raise. The Lord was being so good to me. I wasn't worthy. I was just at awe. I was like, Father, I just didn't know what. He was just blessing me, man. I was just on my knees, just crying of happiness and joy. Like, Father, I can't believe you're doing this for me. He loves us that much. He loves us. He loves us. Man, brother, I went to church. Finally went to church. And this is where it gets crazy. When I went to church, it's called Grace Through Faith in Dumas, Texas. As I walked in, I was like, man, I'm this Mexican, all tattooed. There's a bunch of white people here, and they're probably gonna look down on me, But I said it's okay because I want to go learn about Jesus too. Went in there, and it was crazy because I sat in the back again. I remember that moment when I first got the seeds planted. I sat back there, and then Michelle ran up to me and she was like, "You gotta meet the people that've been praying for you. We had a group here. I was praying for you." I was like, okay, I'll meet him. And all of a sudden, when I was walking away, I caught a eye caught me, and we just, our eyes bugged out and our jaws dropped. And I told Michelle, that's the chief of police, Eloy. And she was like, Eloy, you know Eloy? I said, cool. And then Eloy's like, Michelle, this is the Joe Angel we've been praying about? And she was like, yes. He's like, Jose? I said, you mean Jose Gonzalez? And they're praying for Joe Angel. It was totally this. He did not know that we already had, God already had introduced us in jail. And he was blown away. He just started crying because what the Lord had just did. He was like, he put him there, man, to tell me this, and at the same time he was praying for me, and he didn't even know it. And I didn't even know it, Nobody knew it, But God, and we all just hugged up there, and we threw our hands up and cried with joy because God was just showing His awesome power of what He can do, man. He was just putting the puzzles together. Well, everything was beautiful, man. I was going hard for the Lord, but this is a straight warning for some baby Christians that are out there. I thought I can roll on so emotion, you know what I mean? I never got into the word like I was supposed to, you know. I'll get enough when I go to church, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm gonna just lift them up and be, you know, I didn't get into the word. I relied on emotion, and that was a bad mistake. It's like I told my brothers, I didn't prepare with the armor of God. One day it came easy to me that I'm gonna go back to my friends and I'm gonna talk about Jesus to them. I'm gonna show them about Jesus, and I'm gonna try to bring them to the kingdom. Well, I walked into a fight where they had guns and knives, and I walked in with underwears. What I'm trying to say is that I didn't have the armor of God. I walked in naked pretty much. And when I walked into that temptation in there, I fell. I got beat up. I got brought down back to my knees, and I fell. I backslid. That one moment in time right there shot me back to the world. And I could not face God because I knew He was real, and everything He had done for me, I pretty much just slapped Him and spit in His face and put the scars on Him. I mean, I did it all. So I got to the point where I couldn't even look at Him anymore. It was I was consumed again by the world, but this time worse, man. God, I just felt so bad, and things got bad for me again. Without Christ, I mean, they got bad again in the drug addiction, again in the heart. So here we go again in this vicious circle. Well, here we go again. A move. My girlfriend or wife now, but you know, I'll tell you. But she's like, let's go. Let me take you to Kansas, where I'm from. You know, and I was like, Kansas. What's a Mexican gonna do in Kansas, man? But but I went. I was like, oh well. Once again, I ain't got nothing to lose. So I went to Kansas, and man, I met some people. I was back in the same thing. Everywhere you go, man, you can't really say, oh man, I'm gonna try and change, because you go and look for the same thing. You know, you can find it anywhere. I don't care where you go. You'll find drugs. You'll find whatever. But this time, I always felt the Lord here, right? He's always held on to me, and I would always hear Him, you know, like I felt His love is what I felt, but I would reject it because I felt I wasn't worthy. So the devil came in. He started really bringing me up, and I say the devil because I know he was in the mix. He didn't want me to go back to God. He didn't want me to go do the wills, God's will that He had, the plan that He had in my life for God's will. I mean, the devil was against it powerfully. It got to the point where I started doing music. I used to do it kind of, you know, rap here and there back home, you know, just. But I started doing music with some buddies I met, and started getting in the studio, and next thing you know, man, we're rising up. We did CDs. We started doing concerts all over Kansas and Colorado, fixing to start doing in Texas. Man, I mean, it was like crazy. I mean, but I know it was the devil that was just here, you know. And then I started women again. And here come the drugs again, and man, it was crazy, you know. I married Michelle. I married her. I'm glad because God gave her to me, and it was spoken over us. Because I wouldn't think I was gonna marry her ever again, or especially her. I was like, she ain't gonna be my wife, you know. I'm done with that. But the Lord said, that's your wife. He gave me a special blessing in my life. And Michelle, I love you, baby, by the way. As I was going into this crazy world of women and drugs and music, I was pushing my wife to the side. she wouldn't let go. She knew the bad things I was doing. I was even trying to involve her into crazy things, you know. But she held on fast. Yeah, I brought her into drugs. I started bringing her down with me. You know, it was pretty sad situation. Um, then came the day here in Kansas. Man, we had just got through doing a concert, Little King G, and here in Kansas, and I was at the top. I mean, everybody was like, "You're at the top of the game, man." I mean, they were already starting to pay us. We're getting up there. I mean, we was known, you know. And one day, my dad called me. It was a night I was drugged up. I was gone. I was up for like 4 days. It was a little bit after that concert. Up for 4 days, partying. And my father calls me. He had got out of the penitentiary. He just threw 20 years. He got out of the penitentiary, a godly man. Well, he called me and asking me for prayer. I was like, why would you call me for prayer out of all people? You know, you wouldn't want me to pray for you for what happened. But, you know, I kind of set something off in me. I went to my room and opened a beer and took a hit out of the pipe. And I got mad. I started seeing demons in my bed. I started seeing just crazy things I started seeing. My wife turns around and looks at me and I just slapped her. And I'm not the one to beat on women, but I just slapped her. You know, and she just like started crying and freaking out, and I was consumed by this evil that was around me. All of a sudden, I just looked up. I finally faced God, and I told him, "How dare you have my dad call me to pray if you know I'm not worthy?" Ooh, woof, man. God straight checked me. Right away, I felt him say, I haven't heard this voice in a long time, but I heard him say, "What about you, Joe Angel? What about you?" I thought, okay, I'm seeing little demons, so I must be tripping. And no, I heard that voice clearly. He's like, "Joe Angel, today is the day. I know your future. I knew your past, present, and future." And he said, "Son, today you say yes or no." He said, "I am of yes." Oh man, brothers, it was a moment that I felt once before. When I encountered him, and I said, "God, I love you. I want to come back home, but I can't do it on my own. I have all of this. These drugs got a hold of me. This music got some hold of me." He was like, "Joe Angel, give me your 100. Don't give me your 90 or your 95. He said, "Give me your 100 and I will set you free. Joe Angel, I will take this away from you." I fell to my knees and I cried out to him. And I said, "Father, I want to come back home. I give you my family. I give you my life. I give you my everything. Just help me, Father. Help me, Father. Help me, because I can't do it. Help me. I cried out to him. I felt the presence of the Lord upon me like I've never felt before. Even more than that day in that jail cell, he overwhelmed me. I was on my knees shaking and crying. I felt his love. I felt his power. was amazing. More amazing than I've ever felt. His love was powerful. And right that instant, I sobered up. He took it right there. I got up and I grabbed all my pipes, all my drugs, started breaking them and flushing. I had like a whole brick of marijuana, breaking it up and flushing it. And like, Father, I give you everything, Father. I said, just please, Father, protect me and give me the strength. Give me the strength. And you know what? He loved me enough to comfort me and to forgive me. He lifted me up that day, my brothers and sisters. He lifted me up. And I became 100 times stronger. 100 times stronger. I came fighting back, roaring like a lion. You know what I mean? I had the Lion of Judah backing me up now, brothers. That reignition that night, it was said and done. I was done. The music, drug, everything, he took it from me. He took that addiction and he took it. He cleared it from me. The next day, everybody tells me, cause I'm shouting out like I give it all up. I call my friends, I call my promoters, manager. And all. I was like, I'm done with the music. I can't do it no more. I was like, I gave my life to the Lord again, and I'm done. And they're like, but you can't. Like, we'll sue you. You know what I mean? The promoters like, we'll sue you. You know, you got shows to make. You got, you know. And I was like, sue me. I don't care. You know, like, you gotta, man, you're crazy. They're like, how are you gonna just give everything up when you're up here, man? You're fixing that. We want to do these tours in Texas, and when you know you're gonna go back to your hometown, do this show. I said, you know what? If it's not of Christ, I don't want to know nothing of it. If I touch that mic again, it's gonna be for the Lord, for our King, our Savior. You know, I'm done. I'm done. I'm free again. And my brothers, this time I knew what to do, and I prayed like, Father, guide me, Father. Let me know of the snares of the devil, Father. There's so many of them, man. This time I stayed in the Word. I stayed with Christian friends, and I'm not saying that I shunned my old friends. No, I pray for them, and when I get the chance, I'll speak Jesus to them, man. And they see, like, they just by me living, allowing Christ to live through me, they see Christ. They see what happened. So what I say, well, Chato died. Chato's dead. Joe Angel's here. You know, it's like it says, you know, I have been crucified with Christ, and it's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives through me. You know, a new man, a new creation. And I praise God. I give him all the honor and glory. It doesn't matter. I've shed tears and everything, but they're tears of joy. He's made my heart a loving heart, not a heart of hate, but a heart of love. And I'm going to praise him to the end of my days, my brothers. I'm going 100 for the Lord, and there's no stopping me. And there's no stopping him. You know what I mean? Him and me, it's over. You know, he got some big plans for God's will. You know, I mean, he's gonna use me. I'm just a willing vessel. I ain't nobody. You know, I ain't nobody. You know, it's all about him. I give him all the honor and glory, man. Even this testimony is testimony of Jesus Christ, what he can do in your life, and you allow it, man. I encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to seek him, man. There's no such thing as hopelessness. No such thing. Don't let the devil lie to you, because you know what? There is freedom from addiction. There is freedom from depression. There is freedom from suicidal thoughts. There is freedom from bipolar. There is freedom from gangbanging. There is freedom from the streets. There's freedom. You know, I've come to learn how to love and how to forgive through Christ. You know, I am a whole different person. I mean, and I've learned from my mistakes, even the backsliders. Don't give up. Get up. Don't let the devil lie to you and say that, oh, you're not worthy no more, man. No. Get up. Ask for repentance and move forward. Don't make that mistake and stay strong. Get into word because that's the word of life, man. Sharpen your sword. Learn how to put the armor of God on and march forward, man. My brothers and sisters, I encourage you, man. I know this was pretty long, man, longer than I thought, but hey, there's no time limit for God. I just hope this testimony can reach anybody, even my old friends or anybody that's never even known me, man. Know that there's hope. There's hope. That hope is Jesus Christ. I love you, my brothers and sisters, and God bless you. God bless you, man, and thank you for hearing me out. In Jesus' name, thank you, my brothers.